but you don't have the mindset. Mindset has to be forged. You know how to get, now here's how you get the mindset. Through losing your ass. That has to happen. That has to happen. Every success story, every single one of them has had a ass that has been chapped. They've learned something. They looked at it from a different perspective after losing. And some of you think that you're going to just walk through here, waltzing through, like everybody's going to part ways, let the man go through, and adversity isn't going to lay a hand on you. Drawdown ain't going to visit your house. Losing trades, that's a foreign language. We don't speak that around here. Until it does happen. And all of a sudden your ass gets twisted. Oh my goodness, they're changing the algorithm. What the hell is this? This candle was supposed to be a fair value gap. They didn't respect it. Look at this. This was supposed to be buy side liquidity. They ran it. Now it should go the other way. And it just kept going up. Hello. Welcome to the real game. Mindset. Psychology. That's what these Twitter spaces are all about. It's not me bloviating nonsense to the broke asses that want to comment. These are people that want to tell you, don't waste your time. But they're going to work on Monday, making less money than you probably do at your job because they're miserable. Or they're selling something that can't get sales with, and they're miserable. I wish, and this is not me giving myself self-love here, I'm not bragging when I say this, I wish that I had the resource that I'm making available to you when I started. I swear to God Almighty, I wish I had it. Because I did not have any navigation laid before me where this is what I shouldn't do, this is what I shouldn't do. I had to learn through pain. And by God's grace, he then stepped in. He joined the chat. And I try to talk to you in a manner where maybe it is uncomfortable. And you should be thankful that it is. Because the greatest life lessons come through pain. It doesn't come through the feel-good moments. Think about it. When you have a feel-good moment, when you have a good winning trade, pay attention, folks. This is the part that really matters. Just won something. Got a nice trade. Got funded. Got a payout. Woo! Feels good, don't it? Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Little pig, let me in. The wolf shows up. You forget about how good it felt to do that and what you did to earn it. And you got to run. You got to run. You get to that next opportunity. You need to get inside of another house. You got to move. It's moving day. The wolf's on your ass. We got to move. My brother, he's got a better house than me. I'm going to trade what he's trading. You might get success. You have that feel-good moment. Oh, man, everything I'm touching is just working. I'm a trader. I'm a natural. Little pig, let me in. Once again, that wolf shows up. Oh, shit, you and your brother, your trading partner, your study partner, ICT students, we got to go. It's time to move. It's moving day. My brother got a YouTube channel. He's doing this with smart money concepts. Let's go. You run on over there. Oh, my goodness, look at this. Win, win, win. Little pig, let me in. Something different about that third one. See, he had foresight. He didn't make a house out of straw where the wolf can come in and blow it down. And the second brother didn't make his house out of straw. He made it out of wood and sticks. A little bit more sturdy, a little bit more rhyme and reason in his trading plan. One more PD array. But still not quite enough. They had to run to Big Brother's house. Good old IC fucking T. His house is made out of brick. And the wolf can't come and blow that bitch down. Keep on knocking, motherfucker, because you ain't getting in. In my house, we all eat, and we're not eating. What's different? Experience, foresight, preparation. Majority of you want to get out there and you want to build a house of straw. That means I want to get funded and get a payout because that's the visibility that you have. That's all you have right now. Give me shelter from the storm. Might get wet still, but it's better than being outdoors. Outdoors is working for a living. The 9-to-5 rat race. Everybody wants to get out of that. I don't give a shit how much money you make. Some of you have a little bit broader perspective, but not quite as far as it should be. It should be with a great deal of preparation for adversities. So you might say, okay, you might be that second little pig where you see other people out there rushing to get paid out. You heard some Twitter spaces like this in the past by me, and it's going to be something different about the way I do it. I'm going to look past that. I want to get to the point where I can buy a fancy car. Because it's not just a payout then. I have a goal. I'm going to go out and get myself a Lamborghini. Going to get myself a McLaren lease. The wolf's at the door. So you're creating bills without the trust in knowing that the providence and safeguarded income that is absolutely available to someone that has a well-written, well-generated trading plan and money management strategy and has already made preparations for adversities. That's the person that went through the full year with no real trading. That's the person that did all the back testing, finding their own model, learning what it is that's going to cause them to be reckless. And they're building their house with brick because they know there's wolves out there. They know that the rain's coming and storm will beat against that wall and beat against that roof. And they want to make sure they have a sound structure around them. A mindset that is at peace, not trading impulsively because they want. You want. I used to be a wolf. Now, I don't eat lamb. And I don't eat pork. I want you to do well. I want you to thrive. I want you to succeed. I want you to have everything that your heart's desire. But I don't want you to lose sight of the costs that's going to be associated with it. And never lose sight with the adversity that are looming out there that you think that you're going to be the exception to. It isn't going to touch you. It isn't going to happen to you. When you build your trading plan and you risk the amount of money that allows for imperfection, even when you see yourself doing well in the future, do not take exaggerated risk.
What are you doing arm wrestling me when I'm telling you what works and it happens? Like, I don't agree with this, so therefore let me argue about it. Instead of saying, wow, this shit works. Let me just keep doing what he's showing. That's what I'm trying to convey. But it's like, there's a number of you that don't want to learn. You want to argue. You want to debate. I'm not here to fucking debate. I'm here to show you how to make money and get the fuck out of Dodge in November. I'm getting back to enjoying my life. But you're wasting time, all this nonsense of arguing and saying this doesn't work, that doesn't work, because you did 5 examples casually. You got to put yourself in front of these charts and really dig into it. You have to really make an effort to learn this and give yourself permission to know it's going to take you longer than you probably thought. But there are people out there that are absolutely murdering it. Murdering it. They've never made this kind of money in their life before, ever. And they had the same thoughts that you're holding right now. What if I can't do it? What if I can't make this work for me? I've done all this study. What happens if I fail? What happens if you just keep going? Because that's what happened for them. They did the work. They stayed at it. They didn't talk themselves out of it. They didn't let other people on the internet talk them out of it. You roll your sleeves up and say, you know what? This stuff works. It only feels complicated right now because I'm brand new. And now I'm going to sit down. I'm going to be disciplined. I'm going to put myself in there and show myself that I can do this. Okay? The rage right now is the funded accounts, the $150,000 funded accounts. Okay? Trading, let's just say, for instance, let's play devil's advocate for a moment, okay? Let's say, for instance, that you've done the work. You spend the full calendar year doing everything I tell you to do. I mean, think about it. Some of you are in college or you went to college. You submitted to 4 years of bullshit. 90% of the things you learned in college, you don't even use in your career. That's just the truth, okay? I don't care where you are. The fact that you were willing to put that much time into something and probably paid for it, and probably still paying the loan payments that you can't even file bankruptcy for if you go broke, you are having to pay that, whether you're doing that job or not. All that effort and time that you were willing to put yourself through for 4 years with no certainty that you're even going to love what you're going to school for. If you don't love the opportunity that these markets present, don't touch them. Don't trade. Don't learn to trade. Don't do it. If you are not 100% convinced that this is for you, do not touch these markets, period. Don't let anybody entice you into thinking that you can learn their easy black box, this, that, and the other thing. If you're not absolutely convinced that this is for you, do not go any further. Stop. You will save so much pain, misery, probably money. If you're not 100% convinced that this is what you see yourself doing, don't touch it. Because you can't be lukewarm, half-assed, go in here and think, I'm going to try to dabble with it. Dabbling always gets your fingers burned. You're going to lose money. You're going to make money if you stay with it long enough. But it's always going to be a give and take. You're never going to be perfect. You don't have to be perfect. You just need to be profitable. And I teach with a demo account to desensitize yourself about being right or wrong. No other mentor out there stands out there championing the fact that it's demo. But everybody else that sells shit, they have a problem with me because they think that that reduces the efficacy of what it is I do and teach, and my students are making fucking money with it. What would you do if you made $300,000 in the last 3 months? Do you think that you would believe anything anybody else has to say about what you're doing that would be contrary to it? Hell no, you ain't going to give a shit. You ain't going to care what anybody says. Nobody in your family, nobody at your job, nobody that you know, nobody on the internet is ever going to be able to talk you out of what you have now mastered for yourself. And that's a skill set that you carry with you as long as the days are long and you can breathe. And your mental faculties are there. You have that skill set. Nobody can take it from you. Nobody. And you're going to let some Tom, Dick, or Harry on the internet tell you, don't do that. It's a scam. When you're seeing people being interviewed by funded companies, I don't own these fucking companies. I have no affiliation with none of them. And they're all saying that the number one group of traders that are making money at their places are my students. That should be your testimony right there. If you've ever been sitting on the fence and thinking, should I do this? Should I put the effort in? These people are convinced they did the right thing. These funded companies love my students. They love them. Who's next? Who's next? You sit down, you learn this skill set, okay? You learn this skill set. You get comfortable in yourself. You're not recklessly trying to go out and take a trade. One of the questions that came up that wanted me to cover it. How do I know when I can go for a funded account challenge? When should I transition into live fund trading? Minimum expectation and threshold is for you to be completely devoid of any kind of bubbly feeling when you do it right and you made money. in your demo or whatever, if you don't feel any kind of emotion, like it's just, I mean, I've been doing this for months. It's the same stuff. I don't feel any attachment to the outcome. I don't care that it was right. I don't care that it would exactly like I expected to. If you're not in a rush to do something every single day, look at the live streamers on YouTube. They're out there pressing all the time. They have to perform like dancing bears. They got to do something for their audience. If you can sit still and say, I don't need to trade right now, and you let the market pan around and it moves a lot and you feel no regret, all the things I just said, and you're consistent in a demo, minimum 6 months. Minimum 6 months. Better traders that have been doing it for a longer time, if they're consistent, like for instance, say you're a profitable trader and you learn from me and now you supercharge your trading. Practice in a demo for 3 months. But if you are not profitable trading in general before coming to me, you have to do at least 6 months in demo. But at the end of that 6 months, you need to be completely desensitized to the outcome. You don't care. You don't care. You don't feel there's no rush that you got to get in there. You're not salivating on Saturday. Can't wait till Monday. That means you're an action hound. You're all hopped up on goofballs because you're gambling. You're not trading. You're gambling, and you just want to have that outcome to make you feel significant again. You don't want to have that. If you're thinking like that or feeling that, do not do a combine challenge. Don't try to do a funded account because you're emotionally charged. You will fail it, and it will set you back. That's mental scar tissue, and it builds into a callus, and eventually you won't want to do this because it's too painful. When all of it is available to you, every single one of you that are listening to me right now, whether it's recorded and you watched it later on down the road or right here live, you can do this. You absolutely can do it. I'm telling you, you can do this. If I didn't believe it, I wouldn't tell you it. And you're now seeing other people around the world doing extremely well. And I'm so proud. I'm proud to be a small conduit to the bridge where they were and their newfound success. And I'm excited to see where they're going to go. I'm excited to see where you're going to go. But if you're not passionate about this, if you don't absolutely, I mean, listen, I'm not selling you a timeshare, folks. Okay. There's no upsell later on. You're never going to send me any money. And I have more faith in you succeeding than you probably do in yourself. Don't sell yourself short. It's going to take work. It's going to take effort. But let's assume for a moment, let's just say for argument's sake that you did everything I told you to do. And we're at that 6-month threshold. And you've spent time trading and you don't feel like you have to be in front of the charts every single day. You just know what you're looking for. You know your model. You know what you're trying to trade on. And it just happens to be there. And you take those trades. You're at the funded portion. Okay. You don't need any money, like big account size money. And you went the route that the shoestring budget. You can afford the funded account stuff. And you got a $150,000 account. Okay. $150,000 account. You're funded. You're doing the things that I'm teaching you to do. And you're using the logic I'm showing you here.
One of the things that you're going to hear me say a lot in the videos, the boring parts that most people don't like to hear, is that you have to understand yourself, know yourself, and, or as it's said many ways, it's know thyself. And unfortunately, that's an endeavor that most of us don't want to do, but that's a very critical part of finding consistency. It's very hard for young men to encounter this, and they resist it. They want to hold the opportunity to blame someone else or something else as the outward interference to them succeeding, not them just simply not doing what's required or expected. And there's no shortcuts, and I don't sugarcoat it at all. And unfortunately, that turns off a lot of people because they want it right now, real quick and short to the point. And they discover, chasing other approaches or shorter methods that promise, profitability. They can't do it. They might have flash in the pan one-hit wonders here and there, but that's not consistency. And my aim as a mentor is to teach you how to find your consistency, not mimic mine or try to keep up with other people on social media, but you're trying to find your own lane and stay in it. So the way you do that is understanding and determining very painfully for most people what your personal weaknesses are. And that's an ugly area in everyone's life that we want to try to pretend doesn't exist, because every one of us have a weakness. Every single one of us has a frailty, something that brings a reason for ruin. And I mentioned I don't know if it was two spaces ago, where I covered, like, for young men, if their personal relationships are always plagued with drama and such, your trading's going to be very bad, because you're not being responsible in your relationship, and you're going to bring those same character flaws of making money that requires discipline. You have to be like a machine. Like, you have to be so objective about what it is you're doing, and understanding where you will mess up, what makes it, or what invites recklessness in you. And as a young man, I didn't want to identify on any of those things initially, when I had many reasons to have that. Failed marriage, you know, troubled upbringing, parents that didn't want have anything to do with me, and I used all those things as a chip on my shoulder, and I wanted to have an instant gratification in the marketplace to replace that pain, and it doesn't work that way. And unfortunately, a lot of the sugar-coated shit that you see in this industry kind of caters to that. Hey, buy my course, buy my shit. I'll teach you how to trade in 2 months or 3 months, and you'll be able to, make a lot of money and be part of the 1% crowd. And you find that that's not true, because they themselves haven't even mastered themselves, the teachers, the educators. But they put this mask on, hide it. I don't ever wear a mask like that. I literally come out here, and every time I talk to you, I'm talking from real world experience, embarrassments, failures, things I've done, blown accounts. I don't ever hide any of that stuff, because you all have to endure those types of things and figure out what it is that's going to cause you ruin, what is going to derail you. And before you can ever find winning consistency in your trades, you have to identify those character flaws. Many of you might be using alcohol. Many of you might be doing drugs, recreational or whatever you want to call it. That's going to have an impediment in your ability to be consistent, because you're changing the state of your focus, your lucidness. You're not going to be at optimal levels if you're doing things like that. And if you do drink excessively, you should not be in front of your computers. You shouldn't be doing anything like that. And you shouldn't be inviting, let me say it clear, because I don't think I said it clear enough. You should not be inviting substance abuse into your trading. And I have students that have wrestled with that, and they tried to ignore it, and they hid it from me when they were telling me they were having problems with finding consistency, and saying, I can see it after the fact, but it frustrates me. I can't do it then. And come to find out, they have been wrestling with alcoholism. And you can't ignore it. Like, that's a big elephant in the room. And maybe that doesn't fit you or your problem. And all of us have a problem. All of us have a kink. It may not be a big deal to anyone on the outside, but for us that have to deal with it, it's like a rock in your shoe. You can't run the fastest. You can't stand on good footing, because it hurts. What it is that is a problem for you. It may be codependency. You may need to be with someone for, you know, companionship. And if you don't have it, it makes you lonely. It makes you feel anxious. And it's going to do what? It's going to cause you to do things in the marketplace to replace that, replacing those negative experiences, that fearful stuff. And unfortunately, there's not enough said about this in the trading space, because, again, like I said many times before, it forces the viewer or reader, if it's a book, to take a personal assessment on themselves, and they're not going to like what they find. When you take personal inventory and you have to do an evaluation on yourself, where am I a problem? Where do I keep making problems for myself? Where do I invite drama? Where do I cause recklessness in decision making? Where am I impulsive? That type of thing. For the ladies, and I'm not trying to just beat up on the guys here, I know my wife is an impulsive buyer. Like if I give her a credit card and she goes out to the store with a list of things, I say, okay, go get this and don't get anything else. Okay. Well, you know what that means. I'm not getting everything on the list because she's seen something else that she wants to get, and it's better for us to have that. And then 20 other things. Oh, I saw this thing. Look at this. This was 40% off. Yeah, I could have saved the other 60% if you didn't buy that. Okay. That's a better deal. That's the better savings. Okay. But women generally tend to be impulsive as a spender. And that might be a problem, not for many, but it may be a problem for that become impulsive about doing something beyond what they took out of the marketplace. And what do I mean by that? I have women that I've trained, and a few of them, uh, Grazi, shout out to you. She's in our private mentorship, and I hate saying that. I wish I could have just paused myself there because when I do this, it seems I got a tweet the other day. You're teasing us about your private mentorship, and then you say nobody can join. But I'm trying to wind that down. I don't do videos for them, and I'm actually doing all my teachings publicly now. So they're in this group with you, learning. So, but Grazi, she's in our forum, and she's just a dynamo. Like I'm very proud of her. And what I'm about to say is not directed to her. And to be quite honest with you, I wouldn't even know if it was a case for her or not. I just know that she does very well, and she makes it public in our forum. She walks the walk, and no bragging, very very consistent, and just I'm just very very proud as a mentor. And she's doing it with real money. So there you go. And all the other students love her too. So she's an Aussie, if I'm not mistaken. So shout out to the blokes down there that you got one from your homeland that's killing it in my mentorship, and she's a lady. But I have other ladies in my mentorship that get upset that they find a trade, they get something out of it, they profit, and then they beat themselves up by getting out too early because they second guessed it, and they become impulsive about going right back in one more time, and then being scared of the normal little retracement that may be just simply a return to a small little fair value gap on a lower time frame that they're not even aware of because they're regretting getting out early. And this might be something that some of you men are actually encountering too, and finding yourself being impulsive. Like, I want to get that too. This was enough, and it doesn't make a difference that you bailed out. You know, if you have to grow into understanding how to hold on to positions, and you're not going to do it right from the first trade. No one learns how to hold a trade to full target by being able to do it the first time. Like it doesn't. That's like knowing it already, right? But unfortunately, our brains as human beings would like to convince ourselves that we can do it in a shorter span of time. We can do it faster than someone else, and that's the cup of tea right now. Everybody wants to learn ICT stuff quicker, shorter to the point. And then I guarantee you, you're not going to get the results you're looking for. You're going to have to go right back through all this stuff I've told you to do, and that's where your consistency is going to be found and derived from. But if you're finding yourself being impulsive and trying to go back in to get a little bit more of the move that you didn't hold on for, that's showing you a character flaw. You're being impulsive. You're not being content with enough. Recklessness, over trading, trying to be in there before it happens, trying to predict the setup, not take the setup. There's a difference. We can anticipate a setup, but you're predicting, oh yeah, this by the time I enter, then there really will be a reason in there. You know what that feels like. You've been doing it for months, blowing accounts, trying to do it. Because you're taking on risk in and of yourself. The why that you're doing it is just you. And while you lie to yourself and say, I'm comfortable, that is a piss poor mentality. Every single account, every single transaction must carry with it a great respect for risk. Because what you're doing is no different than someone that goes to Las Vegas with their life savings and pisses it away. Flies back home and wishes they never had the idea of going out there in the first place. One other time, they went with their life savings this time. They put it all online and said, hey, I'm going to take the gamble. I'm going to take that bet. I'm going all in. And then the flop doesn't work out for you. So many times, folks, with the skill set that's not quite there yet, it's easy to quit. It's easy to quit when it's like that. And you deny yourself opportunities that are before you. There is treasure to be desired. And you can take this and turn it into something beyond your wildest dreams. Or you can destroy everything with impulsiveness. Doing things that you shouldn't have done. Thinking about things you shouldn't have been thinking about. Worrying about emotions that have no basis for being in the process of what it is you're trying to do. Scout. I have an iron fence around our swimming pool, and she's still small enough to go through the rails of my fence. So they've never gone through it before, but she just discovered that she can do it. And the look on her face when she came back in, she's like, "Oh, I can get out of here." And then she saw me. She's like, "Oh, crap! Dad caught me." Yep, Dad saw it. So I want you to think about how this is applicable to you. Because if you are a rebel, living my life, pedal to the metal, full bore, never slowing down, you might want to take some inventory and change some things. Because this game is won by the long game, not the short game. Take a step back for a second. Step out of yourself. Present this entire industry right now as it is as a TV show. What do you see? Get rich quick. All you have to do is pay the reset. It's not your money you're losing. But the fuck it ain't. It is your money that you're spending on those resets and can't get funded or can't hold on to the fund account once you get it. So that bullshit is absolutely honest. What are you doing? Are you being a good steward with that money? How could you possibly expect to be rewarded with more when you can't even manage the little that you work with right now? And you think something magical is going to happen when you get funded? Something magical is going to happen if someone laid down a large sum of money and said, "Hey, we don't know that much about you, but here, manage this for us." That's pipe dreams. I don't sell that here. I talk to you in a manner where I want you to take stock in it. Think about what it means to you. What does it mean for you to have a greater sense of risk when you have the perspective outside yourself, not just, "Oh, if I lose money, it's no big deal." Lose money and you have someone that you're depending or that is dependent on you, altogether different. See, trading after you read a book, watch some ICT videos, and go to this person, you have the mindset has to be forged. You know how here's how you get the mindset. Through losing your ass. Losing your ass. That has to happen. That has to happen. That has had a ass that has been. They looked at it from a different perspective after losing. And some of you think that you're going to just walk through here, waltzing through, like everybody's going to part ways, let the man go through. And adversity isn't going to lay a hand on you. Drawdown ain't going to visit your house, a hand on you. Drawdown ain't going to visit your house. Using trades, that's a foreign language. We don't speak that around here. Until it does happen. And all of a sudden your ass gets this candle was supposed to be a fair value gap. Buy side liquidity, they ran it, now it should go the other way, and it just kept going up. Hello. Welcome to the real game. Mindset. Psychology. That's what these people that want to tell you don't waste your time. But they're going to work on Monday, making less money than you probably do at your job because they're miserable.